Alrighty, yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94, back with another reaction video. Today, we're going to react to Prince on his rivalry with Michael Jackson, candidly, in his own words. So, we just going to get Prince's point of view of this Michael Jackson thing. Because, hey, man, these are two of the best artists of their time, bro. These were the top two best. Wasn't no female out here fucking with them. It was just these two at the top. And they was fighting for supremacy. Now, granted, Mike was worldwide. But Prince had love. Prince had love. I don't know if it was as worldwide as Michael, but he was worldwide too, to a certain degree. I don't know how his Asian demographic was, but if it was close to Michael's, hey, he in the discussion, bro. He in the discussion for the GOAT. Prince would be in the discussion for the GOAT. I don't know how his Asian demographic is, because Michael Jackson's Asian demographic is off the charts, bro. Michael Jackson is one of the few artists to transcend all the way to Asia. And Asia is a very big market, but it's a very hard market to get into if you're American. Michael Jackson did it with ease. So yeah, without further ado, man, let's check this out. This is Prince in his own words about his rivalry with Michael Jackson. Let's check it out.
People might believe it was never somebody who was my contemporary. It was always old records.
Any rivalry between you and Mr. Jackson?
Oh, not to me, no.
Okay.
What happened is, right after I graduated from college, I was able to get my job at Will.i.am magazine. I started out as an assistant, though, but it was a great job. It was a great opportunity, and I became the editor about 6 months later. Will.i.am magazine started out in the early 70s with the advent of the Jackson 5. Prince used to call the job all the time. He would call like 2 or 3 times a day. We would just ignore his calls. We didn't know who he was, never heard of him. So then what happened was, out of desperation, he called and said, "Can you come to SIR recording studios and I will play you some instruments and you will see that I have talent. And after that, I will have to be in the magazine." Went down there, he started playing all these different instruments, drums, all these instruments. I was like amazed. I said, "You know what? You're the most talented person I've ever met as a musician." So I agreed to put him in the magazine. So I contacted the record company, and they were like laughing because I found out he was on Warner Brothers. And they said, "Look, this guy, if we can get rid of more posters of him, then we can sell records." Because he was so new, his music was different. So no one really understood what it was that he was trying to do. So, you know, he had a lot of trouble, but after getting in the magazine, it became a lot easier because he was really gorgeous looking. And even Michael Jackson was saying, "Who is he?"
I had read somewhere that in the 80s you dated Prince. Is that true?
Prince did like me. Yes, he did. We've gone roller skating. But not just with me, but I think Kathy Hilton was there, my brother Michael was there, my sister was there. So it was like a group.
But Prince would call and be like, hey, he was like, yeah. He has a deep voice, so yeah.
We went together and Prince was there and we met there. That was my first time meeting, but we all met up together. I think just like that.
I'm like, who's this? Yeah. Okay, click.
I got muted. It got muted for copyright reasons. I already know it got copyrighted for music reasons. Oh man, come on.
Big Rambo and Michael sang for about 30 seconds in New Missouri.
So Michael went up there, he sang for about 15 seconds, and then his little walk himself second to take up the tempo.
And you see Michael whispering in James's ear.
And whispering in my James around ear.
James finally says, "The prince is here, bring up the prince," or something, you know. I don't think he knew who he was yet.
He didn't know what he looked like. He didn't know anything about Prince. James has known Michael since he's 5 years old. He's like a stepson, like a godson. Michael used to come to his shows and sit in the wings and study him.
James Brown played a big influence on my style. When I was about 10 years old, my stepdad put me on the stage with him. And I danced a little bit until the bodyguard took me off.
Mind you, this is a period of time where Prince is starting to challenge Michael. They were already saying, is Prince the new Michael Jackson? The press was building up a rivalry. It was the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. He couldn't invent something better. It was just perfect.
And also, give him a big round of applause because he just insisted that I introduce Prince. Yeah, Prince.
No idea that he was going to be called up. He was just sitting there like, oh God. They thought Prince was weird before he even got on the stage, the name alone, because there were so many negative things about him, so they weren't necessarily that supportive. They were old and in like polyester suits, so it was just the wrong crowd. It was the wrong audience, so everybody was more pro-Michael.
Just jumped in the back of the bodyguard, and the glove came off and threw back at him. Came up there and shot and challenged Michael. But Michael had 25 years of experience. Chris had 5 years. He always had this thing with the older man.
And of course, James Brown loved that kind of stuff because he wasn't ready to pass the baton to Michael, Prince, nobody. So he was kind of like, let me see.
He was really pissed off because Michael set him up. So Prince gets up there and he doesn't know what the hell to do. And he hated the fact that he was up there. Michael Jackson has just freaking worked the stage. You don't follow Michael Jackson. And the thing that Prince can do that Michael can't do is play a guitar. But the song is just a riff. It's just a vamp. All he can do is play rhythm. In Eat Purple Rain, Prince was at a loss. He really didn't know what to do.
Got on stage and knocked over that light pole and really messed up badly and embarrassed himself. Prince used to watch that videotape. Prince knew exactly what Michael was up to. And I said, don't you guys just want to be viewed as friends? Because I hadn't seen them together. I said, don't you want people to know you're friends? I'll never forget the look Prince gave me. And he just kind of turned around and he just said, don't be naive. Not asking me because he wants me to be his friend. This is competition.
Prince was one of the label's rising stars. His album 1999 was selling very well for us. It was a big star. His goal was to surpass Michael's success, as he told the executive team that in a number of meetings I attended. One day in 1983, he showed up. He told me he wanted to talk about something, looking out of sorts. He said, I have to find a way to knock Michael out of the #1 spot. It was driving him crazy that Thriller was breaking all sorts of sales records. You really want to top Michael? He nodded. Yes. Get Quincy Jones to produce your next album. His eyes got wide. He sprang out of his seat. For a second, I thought he might hit me. He'd become unglued. I produced my own records. He stormed out, still yelling.
You were scared, weren't you?
The best way I can describe the vibe between Prince and Michael. There was this phenomenon where, one of the marquee artists came out with a record and that the single or the album, whatever, it's going to hit the #1 spot. But there's someone blocking. There's someone sitting at #1 and you just can't dislodge them.
I respect a person's success, but I don't like a lot of popular music.
The big male rivalries were Michael Jackson and Prince.
It was a perfect time for Prince to say, he was going to get bigger than that.
Extremely competitive, extremely driven. Guys that want to be #1, period. They can't both be #1.
A kind of friendly competition.
I can go there. I'm a fighter. I'm very competitive.
worked at Billboard at the time, and Billboard does this huge Michael Jackson special. He sold all these records. But the last page was a giant ad for Purple Rain. It says, "The Purple Rain will begin."
Thriller was also the setup for Purple Rain. You know, you had Michael making that mini movie. Prince was very competitive. I mean, he really took it to everybody. Oh, Thriller? Oh, I'm doing a movie.
Purple Rain became a runaway success. He produced it himself.
And I came with the Thriller, and every time I was trying to always outdo myself, and Billie Jean, they said we won't play it. And when they played it, it set a all-time record, knocking our door down, because it brought it. Then Prince came to open that door for Prince and all the other black artists.
You know, Michael Jackson is always put on a pedestal, but around the Purple Rain time, Prince and Michael Jackson were kind of neck and neck. You know, Michael had Thriller, Prince had Purple Rain, and he had the movie on top of that. Exactly. Movie star and Purple Rain, the sales were up there with Thriller. And I guess the two of them had a kind of a rivalry.
They did. I remember Prince told me that he went and met with Michael at some point, and I guess they talked about some stuff. You know, I always thought that was an interesting comparison. I think that they were on the same level as artists, but I think Michael was straight entertainer, where Prince did it all. You know, Prince was the entertainer, the writer, the producer, everything.
The Purple Rain tour, nothing like that had ever done before in live music. The only other thing that rivaled it, of course, was Michael Jackson, who was blowing up at the same time, setting up something that young America was looking for.
So we went to see the Jacksons on the Victory Tour in Dallas, Texas. Prince wanted to go to the show. He said, whatever we do, we couldn't have Chick around Prince. The Chick had gotten so famous that if you sing Chick, you know where Prince was. So we had Chick incognito as well. So we put him in a hoodie. He was very devious at times. Do we want to go out there and cause a scene, or are you just trying to enjoy the show? Because if you want to cause a scene, we can do that. I don't know how Michael and them are going to appreciate that. And he's like, no, we don't, that would be disrespectful. We don't want anyone to know. We was there for about an hour and I decided that he wanted to go. So he's got a hoodie on, man, and he looks down at me and gives me this devious look. I'm like, oh, come on, man, let's don't do this. But he pulls the hood off. He gets down on the field. This girl looked up. It's Prince! And we told him, whatever you do, don't worry. This dude takes off like he's calling us. That crowd went crazy. People were mobbing us, man. Chick split his pants. The fans, they lost their mind. We were so mad at that cat. Michael, they weren't happy. We were disruptive to this show.
Damn. So you mean to tell me he went to a Michael Jackson concert just to take the fans on? This nigga Prince is on some other shit, bruh. This nigga Prince was on some other shit, bro. That's different. Hey, whatever the fuck was going on in their rivalry, bro. Prince was obsessed. Prince was obsessed with this nigga, bro. Prince is like, I'm gonna go to this nigga's show and I'm gonna take all his fans away. Watch this. Pulled the fucking hood off, had bitches scream, oh my God, it's Prince! Oh my God! And ran, and everybody chasing him out the fucking nigga. You gotta be a devious motherfucker. Hey, R.I.P. to Prince, man. God damn, bro. I respect it, though. I respect it.
Why wasn't he in We Are the World? What's the real story there? What happened?
And believe me, it was one of my heartbreaks of the whole thing. Well, Prince, we need you down here. He says, can I have a separate room to record it? Because you know Prince.
Yeah.
And I
But
said,
that's not how it works.
I can't give you a separate room. And then I made the worst mistake. I said, listen, I'll put you right next to Michael.
Oh. And he didn't want to be next to Michael?
Good.
Michael was famously private and Ross, TV-ish. If they can do it, why can't he do it? Who does he think he is?
We were trying to round people up. It was chaotic. There were two people absent, Prince and Madonna. So, no, I said, Prince, are you there? He said, I'll do a guitar solo. We had everyone to stand next to each other. There's Paul Simon, there's Bob Dylan.
Yeah, so check your ego at the door, right?
Who else is going to be there? Not to mention the fact that it's a cause he should be associated with. And Quincy was pissed. Quincy took it personally.
And so I said, all right, I'll call you later.
And you never called
that
back?
was the end of it. That's,
Really?
Yeah, it was happening right there.
And then LaToya got his spot, right?
Michael Jackson bypassed the American Music Awards to come in by himself and record one final guide vocal.
Everybody at the awards was talking about it, see the studio. This was huge. Okay, you understand something. You can't go out clubbing. This recording session is bigger than the award show. This is the biggest thing of the year.
It's just disappointment, from one person to another that he wasn't there when he was asked for, so why, you see the jerks.
You've been criticized for not showing up at the We Are the World recording session last January. Why weren't you there?
We had talked to the people that were doing the USA for Africa, and they said it was cool that I gave up a song for the album. I'm strongest in a situation where I'm surrounded by people I know. It's better that I did it that way, the music, than going down and participating there. Probably would have just clammed up with so many great people, and I'm an admirer of all people who participated in that particular outing, and I don't want there to be any hard feelings.
As you should, sir.
Purple Rain and that whole situation, Thriller, that whole situation, I mean, that was a time period. And it's our journey, it's not for somebody who doesn't play music to step up and say, that's not as good as.
No matter what you do, you're competing against your previous product and everybody expecting more. You're really trying to top yourself all the time.
Prince, he was putting music out all the time, just so fast. I said, you can't put out your music as it comes to you if you want to compete with Michael. Everything has to be a giant marketing plan, planned 2 years in advance. He would be that guy. It was nuts,
So Quincy had convinced Michael, if you and Prince are ever going to work together, this is the moment. This bad song is the moment for y'all to come together. So Quincy invites Prince and Michael to the house, to Quincy's house for dinner one night. So the phone rings about 5 minutes before they're supposed to meet. He says, hi, Q. Is Prince there yet? Quincy says, no, Prince isn't here yet. He said, okay. Hangs up. 5 minutes later, the phone rings, says, Prince, hey, Q. Is Michael there yet? No, he's not here yet. Okay, click. This goes on, I kid you not, for like 20 minutes. Prince and Michael are calling back and forth. Nobody wants to be the first one. Quincy said, Michael, come on, man, stop this. Because he knows Michael. They've been together. He doesn't really know Prince, but he knows Michael. But just come on, man. So Michael shows up. 2 seconds later, the doorbell rings. Prince walks in. They sit down and talk, about to have dinner. And Prince says, I have a question I want to ask about the lyrics. And Quincy said, sure. He said, whose line is this right here? Quincy said, which line are you talking about? He said, this
No statement to say.
He couldn't believe that Michael had the nerve to call it on bad. He was like, there's nothing badass about him. And he could not let Michael get away with it. He said not only was he not going to see with him, he went in the studio and re-recorded what he thought it should be and sent it back to Michael. Like,
I want to hear that.
And by the way, this is what it should be. And, I mean, that was the end of that. But that's how Prince was.
Michael was playing in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Michael invited Prince to come to the show. Prince invited me and Sheila E. We get to the concert, we go to the back. We go backstage before Michael went on stage. We get back there, Michael Jackson's crew pulled out a big news camera. And Prince goes, I told you, no filming. We're all wearing these cashmere coats. Prince had on his to say Prince. I had on mine to say woman. Sheila had on hers to say Sheila. Michael said, I really like those coats. Where did you get them from?
And Prince said, do you want me to make you one? And Michael said, yes. All of our coats said 1988 on the back. And Prince said, what year do you want? The year the wall came out off the wall. Now, what year was that? Prince said, yeah, I'll get you one with that year on the back. Because that was the last time he had a hit. Oh, he literally said that to Michael.
Damn.
You know those mirror hearts? We watched Michael. Prince said, watch this. Prince purposely, I kid you not. He took the mirror heart and made sure the light flashed Michael in the eyes, reflected in Michael Jackson's face. Yes, he did. I'm not kidding you. He actually did.
This nigga Prince was a savage, bruh. What the fuck? Oh my God.
Prince brought over some sort of voodoo box. Michael was convinced that Prince was trying to cast a spell on him.
But then at the end of the night, Michael came to Paisley Park, and then him and Prince ended up going to his house, and they had a really good chat. And Prince told us we had to leave because him and Michael were going to, spend some private time together at Prince's house. People thought they were really enemies, but they were really good friends. They really were.
Hypothetically, who would win in a fist fight, you or Michael Jackson? Michael's not a fighter, he's a lover. Can I just say something? I've never really spoke publicly about Michael. We should all just kind of like chill because he may know something none of us really know.
You were made out to be this weird cat, and he was like Mr. Disney, and you're married. He's like a married man.
Well, there again, hopefully the press will get to the point where it will just all be a law where you have to tell the truth. It won't be about speculation.
Michael Jackson and Prince did not get along, which I did not know that. But you took Michael to see Prince, or you took Prince to see Michael? Which was it?
So one time, Black Eyed Peas had a show in Vegas, and we got to Vegas, and they get a phone call from Michael, and he says, it's Michael, and I heard you guys are performing tonight. I was like, yeah, we go on at 9 p.m. He said, oh, Rats, I gotta put the kids to sleep. I don't know if I can make that show. I was like, oh, well, I'm playing with Prince later on. Be jamming with him like around 12. Make a long story short, Prince is performing, walks off the stage, through the crowd with the bass, people screaming and pulling and tugging on him, playing the bass through the crowd, makes his way over to where me, Chris Tucker, and Michael Jackson were sitting, and rips the bass in half. Just ripping the most killer solo in the world. Make a long story shorter, Michael Jackson leaves and goes home. He says, meet me in the house for breakfast. So I go to his house for breakfast, knock on the door. First words he says, why was Prince playing the bass in my face? No, Prince is just being nice, No, Prince, he's always been a meanie.
I was with the king going to see the Prince. That was some crazy shit. I'm serious, I'm with Michael. We sitting there, and everything was cool, but Prince didn't say, that Michael was there. So I was like, concerned. I said, Michael, he didn't even say you here and shit. I was trying to start something. Michael, Chris, stop it, Chris. He probably just don't want to bring any attention on me. I said, he should say something. Chris, stop it. And Prince got a little attitude. I think he saw Michael, and he was like, he didn't say nothing. He was looking like. He was like, what the hell are you doing here? He looked like, what the hell are you doing here? All of a sudden, Prince came over to Michael like him. You been down? What are you doing here? Trying to steal my moves, huh? I was like, oh, there's some shit going on. Maybe something happened in the 80s I don't know about.
Prince was in rehearsal for headlining the Montreux Jazz Festival in Switzerland. When news comes that Michael has died, he immediately canceled rehearsal, sent all of his band members home, and locked himself in his bedroom for days and wouldn't come out. When he finally emerges, they do a couple more rehearsals. He calls me to say, what you doing this summer? We talk. He's on headline in Montreux. You want to come? I said, sure. I pack up my bags, I go to Montreux. I go to Switzerland Prince. He kills the show in Montreux. And about 1:30 in the morning, we stopped by a little after party. We stayed there for about a half hour or so. About 2 o'clock in the morning, we're back to his hotel. He's staying in the presidential suite, of course, where Prince stay. Presidential suite, top floor of this hotel with suede that has French doors, I'll never forget it, that open out to the rooftop of the hotel. We walk out there about 2-something in the morning, and we sat on the rooftop of that hotel looking at the Swiss Alps until the sun came up, and all Prince talked about for hours was Michael Jackson. Wow. And he sat and he talked and he talked, and in that moment, again, it was so surreal to hear him talking for hours about his respect for Michael's genius, for Michael's gift, for Michael's showmanship.
Damn. Man. I'm not gonna lie. Prince was a fucking savage, bruh. For real, bruh. I gotta find the right song for this nigga. Cause this nigga right here was a fucking savage, bruh. This nigga Prince was a fucking savage, bro. I ain't never seen nobody that fucking... Bro. R.I.P. to Prince, R.I.P. to Michael Jackson, man. For real. Two of the best to ever do it. But Prince was a fucking savage, bro. He was really not fucking with Michael like that. Nigga, you go to his concert and steal his fans? And then you get a and then you get a mirror and keep oh my God. Bro, hey, Prince, you got it, bro. For real, you got it, bro. You got it, my brother. But anyways, though, man, R.I.P. to Prince, R.I.P. to Michael Jackson. I'm pretty sure they up there making a classic right now as we speak. But anyways, so I'm just gonna about do it for this one. Tell me what y'all think down in the comment section below. I'll get back to you till then. Peace out.